Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, PrincetonTrader.com, here with your Thursday morning pre-market webcast. Okay, let's talk about band rides because we're on a fairly textbook band ride, and we can kind of walk through it, and then I can tell you, typically what could bring this potentially to an end, and just get us back to sell rallies mode. Okay, uh, we began to engage with the band ride back on October the 28th. So it's been, 5 days, but I don't like measuring band rides by days. I think that's a very, um, it's time based, and that's not the way to think of it. You have to think of it as how much compression has been put into the Bollinger Bands, and how much relief do the Bollinger Bands require in order to widen out enough to where you're going to see price, start to come back in a meaningful way. So Bollinger Bandwidth is down here, and this is something I keep on my daily chart, at least on this daily chart. And we got to the point where over the summer it was very, very tight, loosened up, but it came right back and tightened again. So really, you've got this prolonged tightening. We got down to about 2 on the Bollinger Bandwidth, which makes it fairly textbook, fairly ripe for some expansion. We've expanded to the point where the Bollinger Bands are at 3.02. Typically, I look to exit or begin to say, really, boy, I'm really leery of every single dip when the Bollinger Bandwidth gets above, 3.5 going on, certainly over 4. So what I'm saying is, if the bears want it, this has got a little bit more to it. What we've saw yesterday and what we've seen in the overnight is every touch of the yellow line of this 2 standard deviation lower band had been resistance. Traded up to 08 2 nights ago, then the moves up to 94 in the overnight last night were all touches of the band that failed. Okay, and they failed to new lows, the most recent being 2084. Which is just within a couple of handles of this 2081, 2082 floor, okay, from back in July that held, and you had the big move, and that got us up past the Brexit high and up into the 68, 69 resistance, which lasted for some time. What we're seeing this morning is we're seeing an attempt by the bulls to convert the lower Bollinger Band to support. And this is critical because if they're able to do that, then there can be a more meaningful, bear market type rally up off of these lows, okay? Right now, the Bollinger Bandwidth is at 2095.92, so effectively 96. Okay, so as we hop onto an hourly chart, you can see where we have tested the lower Bollinger Band on multiple occasions. New lows, lower lows, but touching here, here, and here. Now, it's trying to get above. If I turn this into a 15-minute chart, you can see we are battling here at 96. They want to convert 96. They want to convert this to support. If they can do that, then they can go to work on, 06, 08, and try to climb back into inside the bands and stay there. If they stay inside the bands all day tomorrow, don't engage that lower band, then the lower band ride has come to an end. So I'm not predicting things either way. What I am saying, though, is you hit 84, you had these matching lows here at 84. You had a higher low right around the Europe Open. Europe Open tried to establish 86 as support. Higher low versus 84, and now they're making a run at the lower Bollinger Band. They've got up over the top, and they're trying to stay there. Those 3 things in succession are typically what begins rallies off the low in lower band ride environments. What the bears are going to want to do when they get into the regular session is just smack this down. Smack it all the way back down and engage with 84 to 82. The trouble is, after spending a couple of days, going on 3 days in what I call the channel being the second standard deviation lower Bollinger Band, the 3 standard deviation lower Bollinger Band. You start spending 2 and 3 days dealing with the 3rd standard deviation lower band, you're ripe for a bounce that's going to run. Okay, so just be aware. Okay, for our, it's been a very nice week in the chat, a very nice week, and we've been long. We were long off of what tried to be the first area of support, 87. Then we were long up 84. So I mean, we were watching the World Series and getting long double bottoms, and traded that in the overnight. And right now we're long in the 92s against 90. You've got a couple matching lows you can find on a 5-minute chart at 90.75. And we've got runners left, and we want to see if they can convert this 96 area. If they do, it's going to become a very straightforward day in the chat as we ride some longs. All right. Everybody have a fantastic day. Follow us over at Twitter at Princeton Trader. Come check out the website, princetontrader.com. Come check out the chat room. I'll be back tomorrow morning with another webcast. Trading well, everybody.